starting point for coding in JavaScript is actually an HTML page. One of the primary uses for JavaScript is to change the markup or change the document that's being shown in a browser. The usual starting page is called index.html. We won't be going into HTML in too much detail. Understanding it is a bit of a prerequisite for this course, but we need to see how we can link up JavaScript code into our index.html page, or any HTML page. Here we can see a script tag. We have the starting tag and the ending tag, and between these we can put any JavaScript code that we'd like. And this code will execute directly in the web page. Let's take a look at how this works. Here we have the index.html file that we set up in the last module. If we look at our list of files, index.html is right here. And I'll just close the Explorer so we have more space to view the code. What I'll do is I'll scroll down to the bottom, and we'll place our script tag directly above the closing body tag. So here's our closing body tag, and above it we'll add script, and we'll place the closing script tag below it. And now we can actually start writing JavaScript code. So I'll enter a simple alert command, and I'll just say hello world. And there's our first line of code. Now before I save this and execute it, we need to make sure that our live server is up and running. So I'll type control backtick to bring up our command prompt, and I'll enter the command npm start. So our web server is running. It's on localhost :3000, and I'll just close out our console, and I'll close out the old browser window. So now as we save changes in our HTML file or in the JavaScript that we write, the results will appear immediately in our web browser. So I'll save our code, and the message comes up. Localhost 3000 says hello world. So this is working fine. I'll hit OK. So we just wrote our first line of JavaScript code. Now just to understand this, alert is a function, and we'll be learning about functions later in the course. And hello world in single quotes here, that's called a string. We'll also be learning about strings. But for now, just know that by executing this command, alert hello world, we're going to get one of those pop-ups with the message in it. So I'll just save this again. And there's our pop-up saying hello world. And let's add another line of code. After hello world, let's print out the name of this company we're working with, Carved Rock Fitness. I'll type alert, and in single quotes, I'll say Carved Rock Fitness. I'll save it, and we get our first message, hello world. I'll click OK, and our second message, Carved Rock Fitness. So just to recap, we can place our JavaScript code between script tags in our HTML file. But this really isn't the best place to put JavaScript code. It's better to have JavaScript code in its own file. That way we have a nice separation. Our markup HTML5 code will be in the HTML file, and our JavaScript code can be in a .js file. And even though it might be easier at times just to use one single file for both the HTML markup and the JavaScript code, as you can see here, it's a best practice to separate them. So in the next clip, we'll see how we can take our JavaScript code and put it in its own file.